Ancient echoes in the afterglow. Once a god, now bound by fate. In shadows deep, I lie and wait. Elven blood, dark cast the night. In realms unseen, I hold the light. Souls slip by, lost and cold. In my hands, the story's told. Elven blood, dark cast the night. In realms unseen, I hold the light. Souls slip by, lost and cold. In my hands, the story's told. I am the keeper, the one who remains. Through life and death, through pleasure and pain. Metal veins and iron will. In the depths I linger still. An ancient god reborn remain. Bound to shadows unafraid. Rust and echoes, wires and gears. Silent witness through the years. They call my name in the black and dark. Now Shire's reign leaves its mark from the world above. They fall to me. Through endless realms I set them free. Keeper of souls, elven dread. My throne forged in shades of red. I am the keeper, the one who remains. Through life and death, through pleasure and pain. Metal veins and iron will. In the depths I linger still. An ancient god reborn remain. Bound to shadows unafraid. Rise from the void and flame. A god reborn, never the same. Electric pulse in rhythm and sound. Bound to the earth, yet unbound. Keeper of shadows, ruler of none. Eternal watch till all are one. From life to death, through endless flight, I hold the souls within my sight. Whispers rise from the bones below. Ancient echoes in the afterglow. Once a god, now bound by fate. In shadows deep, I lie and wait. Elven blood, dark cast the night. In realms unseen, I hold the light. Souls slip by, lost and cold. In my hands, the story's told. Elven blood, dark cast the night. In realms unseen, I hold the light. Souls slip by, lost and cold. In my hands, the story's told. I am the keeper, the one who remains. Through life and death, through pleasure and pain. Metal veins and iron will. In the depths I linger still. An ancient god reborn remain. Bound to shadows unafraid. Rust and echoes, wires and gears. Silent witness through the years. They call my name in the black and dark. Now Shire's reign leaves its mark from the world above. They fall to me. Through endless realms I set them free. Keeper of souls, elven dread. My throne forged in shades of red. I am the keeper, the one who remains. Through life and death, through pleasure and pain. Metal veins and iron will. In the depths I linger still. souls below. Ancient echoes in the afterglow. Once a god, now bound by fate. In shadows deep, I lie and wait. Elven blood, dark cast the night. In realms unseen, I hold the light. Souls slip by, lost and cold. In my hands, the story's told.
All right, there we go. I'm here. That's actually the joke there, Taco. Also, hello, guys. How you all doing? So the joke for him there is that he calls his Gundam the Costco because it's so chunky. The joke is that somewhere in all the armor that it has on it, he's hidden snacks and refrigeration units. So, yeah, that's Nietzsche's for you. So how are you guys doing tonight? Also, sorry for this slightly late startup. I was actually in the middle of doing an audio recording, and I kind of got carried away doing a bunch of like rambling and yapping. So. Yeah, one of my other streamer friends really likes audiobook type stuff, and they're really keen on some of the writing things that I do. So, like story worlds, race ideas, and whatnot. I usually just if I think it's something they'll be interested in, I'll do an audio recording about my whole idea and the process on it. And sometimes it could be like a 5-minute audio file. This last one was over half an hour of me just rambling. So, yeah. My mind palace is a little on the fucked up side. Not gonna lie. Speaking of, so the story that I posted to the Stories by Mel channel, the latest one, the Mel gets interviewed one, I've been going through it, and I've been trying to actually do it also as a audiobook type thing. And as I'm doing the audio recording, I keep finding shit I want to change. Or things that just don't work when you say them out loud. So, as I'm doing my recordings, I don't know how many takes I've done by now, but as I'm doing the recordings, I hear myself stumble audibly over something, and I'm like, no, I gotta stop. I gotta fix that. 18 plus ASMR Yandere Gundam pilot. No, see, that would be Tina. And she's already part of our squad. She kind of needs me to leave to be able to command the group. So, you know. I'm used to my own voice. Actually, I think you've got a pretty good voice for this kind of stuff, too. I mean, because I have to review my VODs and all my content, I have to get used to listening to myself. And I admit, at first, I hated it. I hated it so much. And it's a lot to do with the fact that I do not sound the same to myself as I do to other people. And I can tell, when I hear myself in recordings, I'm like, wow, I sound nasally. I hate that. All right, so let's actually just get into it today. Let's go straight into the Gundam, because let's face it, that's what we're all here for. You're not here to look at my ugly mug. You're here to see the game. All right, one sec here. Adjust one of my windows. So I have to actually figure out how I'm going to do this whole product key giveaway for Super Robot Wars Y when it comes out, because Fanatical does not want to process it. They keep putting me on manual review and then refunding me the purchases. And I'm like, fuck, dude, this isn't manual review. You're not contacting me for shit. You're just canceling my orders. It's annoying. Oh, well. And away we go.
人類革新連盟によるガンダム露獲作戦。この作戦に投入されたソーマピーリスの存在がアレルヤに次なるミッションの提案を決断させた。人格連が極秘で行っていた非人道的
Yeah, this part in the anime.
徴兵計画。
I don't know if they're actually going to show any of the stuff that he does here.
戦争孤児やデザインベビーに対してナノマシン投入などの特殊処置、過酷な訓練を強制し、戦闘に特化した兵士を作り出す非人道的生体実験である。
What they also don't really talk about is that they also fuck with their brains, and they're through that process of messing with their brains, they've given them quantum brainwaves where they can actually communicate with each other.
ソレスタルビーイングはこの計画に関わる施設に対し、ガンダムによる強襲作戦を決行。超人機関に関する全情報をマスコミにリークした。これにより人格連は予想外の痛手を被り、同機関の封鎖へと至る。これらソレスタルビーイングの快進撃を前に、国ごとの対応に限界を見た各国家軍は非公式な会談の場を設ける。
So Celestial Being wanted to eliminate warfare, right? That was the whole point of what they were doing, like armed interventions to eliminate conflict throughout the world. And through their armed interventions, they were slowly pushing all of the powers that be together into a situation and position where they all had to work together. You could say that they were pretty successful in their stated plan.
しばらくすると各国の軍にはある噂が流れ始めた。兵士たちがそれがただの流言ではないことに気づくのは大規模な軍部内再編成が開始されてからのことだった。そう、これまでゼロサムゲームを続けていた大国同士が共通の敵を前にして初めて連携の意思を見せる。世界には確実に変革への揺らぎが見え始めていた。一方、セツナは自らの意志でマリナの元を訪れる。迫り来る激戦への予感か、あるいは己の運命を悟ってか。なぜこの世界は歪んでいるのか。その歪みがどこにあるのか。
I mean,
その原因とは何？
he's still young compared to a lot of the other Gundam pilots. I mean, Alleluia's not super old either. And Tyria, oh, yeah, let's not... Tyria's weird. You never really know how old he is or how young he is, but there's actually a good reason for that. Alleluia clearly was part of the super soldier thing from the Human Reform League. He's late teenager, young adult. He's still older than Setsuna, though. Setsuna is younger than him.
明確な答えを求めていたわけではない。
And he's still trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with the world.
ただ彼女の口から彼女の言葉を聞くために。誰？
マリナ・イスマイール。
刹那 F 精鋭。どうして？
なぜこの世界は歪んでいる？神のせいか人のせいか。
神は平等よ。人だって分かり合える。でもどうしようもなく世界は歪んでしまうの。だから私たちもっとお互いのことを。
No, this is not the second half. This is still the first part. The second part comes around when A-Laws shows up. Welcome, Yuri Lover. Love the name, by the way. Welcome to stream. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for the follow.
それでもあなたは戦い、世界の歪み、その元凶となる答えをつかみきれぬまま。
Sorry, let me get to more to the point. HMS Yuri Lover. That sounds like an Azur Lane fan if I ever heard one. Or maybe Kantai Collection.
紛争を根絶する存在、すなわち
Yuri from Street Fighter. Alright, well. So this isn't Eternal. So Eternal will have Gundam Unicorn. This as Crossrays. This is only the non-Universal Century series, like Gundam Wing. Yeah, Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, Gundam 00, Iron Blooded Orphans. Well, the only other Yuri I can think of off the top of my head that would be in a fighting game would be Yuri from King of Fighters. I mean, Yuri is not the most uncommon of names. Yeah, the modern SD Gundam games do all kind of blend together. The Gundam Unicorn stuff is also, if you have access to it, SD Gundam G Generation Genesis. Mm-hmm. And if you can, capture them, otherwise destroy them. This is where the thrones show up.
統一されゆく世界。
No, Gundam Unicorn is not in this one. Because Gundam Unicorn is part of the Universal Century. But Gundam Unicorn wasn't the last one I was playing. Yeah, so the last one that I had played, and how many weeks ago was that now? A few weeks back. SD Gundam G Generation Genesis, which I've got on the PS4. They never did release it on PC, but apparently it's also on the Switch. Tyria, stop bitching at someone else for your own failings. Yeah, Gundam Seed is the closest we get to the UC, but it's at best an alternate UC. And even then, very loosely so. Who, Tyria? Tyria looking like a divorced mom? That's a dude. Oh, you mean Sumeragi. I also like Chris. Chris is cool. Yeah, I like how Lock On just figures it out right away. It's like taking out his anger at himself on other people. Yeah, Scrub Lord Setsuna. Yeah, Sumeragi very much has that divorced mom, angry divorced mom look to her. Overflags. Professor Eichmann. Daryl and Howard. Actually, it's not Setsuna that gives her that problem. It's Tyria. Let's be honest. The reason she looks that way is because of Tyria. If I had to put up with Tyria, I'd probably punch his lights out. I mean, she also has to deal with the psychopath of Hallelujah and Alleluia. Well, like in the second half, Setsuna basically just takes over. But I will say this. At least Setsuna is not Kira. Sumeragi Lee Noriega. I do like her as a character. Yeah. I mean, okay, so to be entirely honest with you, Kira in Seed, absolutely, either I would throw him out the airlock or I'd throw myself out the airlock. In Seed Destiny, he's nowhere near as bad. But the thing is, I don't know if that's true, or if it's just because Shin Asuka is that terrible. You see, at least Camille becomes a good character. Like, I don't hate Camille. I never hated Camille. I hated Shin from day one. I actually feel like Shin and Judo Ashta from Double Zeta share a lot more in common. Actually, you know what it is? You know, Shin is a combination of the worst aspects of Camille in Judo. Yeah, Shin in Super Robot Wars is better written than he is in his own fucking series. That is true. You know who else I think is a pretty terrible character? Like, again, not on the same level of terrible as Shin, but you can kind of tell it has a lot to do with the more modern writing style. Was Banniger. I didn't like him. Mr. Ace of the AEU, Patrick Kolosauer. Okay, to be fair, I actually like Patrick. Yes, he's comedic, but the way they did his character, they did him well. They did not do this guy dirty. Well, the reason I didn't like Banniger is he's a very shallow character, and he's pathetically needy. But no, he's nowhere near as bad as Shin. Like, Shin... Okay. Shin is one of the worst characters in all of Gundam. And I'm not saying he's the worst. He is one of the worst, because I'm not quite sure who takes that cake, because it's going to be him, Quest Pariah, or Flay Alistair. Those three characters. They're so bad that they actually kick Kira out of the rankings. Yeah. See, I didn't see that particular scene in the manga. I just hated her from the start. Withdrawal. Yeah, where? How? Where are you going to go? See, the thing is about Setsuna, though, is he's actually a really well-written character. And I've come to the conclusion he's written in a way that we are intended to not like him. That was the entire point. Whereas Kira, I only came to hate Kira halfway through Gundam Seed. I actually liked him up until that point. But then he became Jesus. Everyone hates shit in Nichis. I think we're good there. Hey, Prime, how's it going? Welcome to stream. Yeah, Seed's mobile suit designs are actually pretty solid. Who am I going to bring with me? Bring Galley. Yeah, let's do that. Time for the beatdown. All right. Now here's the real question. Can I destroy 50 enemy units in 3 turns? The answer to that question is yes. Yeah, the mecha design in Seed, just in general, is just really good. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? You're not gonna... I have never actually watched Gundam Age, largely because the entire concept never really interested me all that much. I would actually rather watch Wrecking Gustin G as opposed to watching Age. Nah, if we want attack to go burr, this is what we do. Yeah, Gundam Age is probably the least popular of the more recent Gundam series, honestly. Like I said, I actually don't mind the idea behind Wrecking Gustin G. I've yet to see it, but the idea, I'm actually behind it. Like, I actually kind of like the whole idea. Yeah, Age is easily one of the least popular series. I remember seeing something about how fans just absolutely hated it, and I absolutely get it. Oh, she probably could have just killed it herself. 86, yeah. There's Devin. I don't even need to look at you. Hey, Devin, I don't think you actually need to sub. As a moderator, I'm pretty sure you get subbed automatically. Oh well. Thank you for the resub. Much appreciated. Well, that's 17 units down. 33 to go. I think I'm gonna hit the 50 unit target. It's not too much difficulty here. Ooh, thank you for the sub, Taco. Much appreciated. Yeah, the general idea behind Recongusta, I actually think is kind of a good idea. Like, it's all about, well, pretty much it being in the future, and mobile suits are kind of not what they used to be, if I'm remembering correctly. Bye-bye, Sergey. Yeah, unlike in Eternal, you get more than one chance step in this. You get three goes if you kill a unit. Which has its positives and negatives. Well, turn A, I believe, they just straight out came and said did not actually happen in the UC timeline. It is an alternate timeline of the UC universe, so I don't know. And technically, Rico is the same, is as well. Let's see, can I hit? Okay, I need to get over here. Yeah, I could see that. I could actually see the events of Turn A eventually leading into Rico because of how Turn A, how its timeline goes.
戦い抜いてみ。
It's supposed to be an alternate timeline. So...
捕らえた。
What? Gundam getting weird? Impossible. Okay, so he can't hit from there. Good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Turn A and Rico really seem like they belong in the same universe together. Eh, you didn't actually destroy it. Alright, whatever. You guys will be fine. Terry, I can just soak the damage. I'm not super worried about it. So my introduction to Gundam was probably the worst place to start, and that was Char's counterattack. Because I had absolutely no fucking clue what was going on. So I started with Char's counterattack, then Endless Waltz, then Gundam Wing, then 08 MS Team, and then I just said, you know what? Let's start at the beginning. And so I did. Well, that was actually one of the reasons why I took to Wing Gundam early on, despite how trash a series it is later on when you actually compare it to the rest. The reason why I took to it is because it was its own self-contained thing. Alright. Alright, you know what? Give me 1 second, guys. I am out of things to drink. I totally forgot to grab something to drink before I started the stream. So I will be right back. You guys grab a drink, and yeah, I'll be but a moment. I'm back. Sorry for making you all wait. So my biggest issue that I had with Gundam Wing was the characters made no sense until you read Glory of the Losers, which didn't release until much, much, much later. And on top of all that, the anti-war message that Gundam usually has was way too... It felt too shoehorned in and too on the nose. Hey, Diane, how's it going? Alright, I think... So in one turn, I just wiped out 40 guys. Gotta destroy another 10 in 3 turns. I think I got this. See, I don't feel that with Seed Destiny. I've got a few other comments on Seed Destiny. I feel like in base Seed, they pushed it too hard, especially with what they did to Kira. Because at least in Seed Destiny, they did try and maintain a more consistent through line with Durandal trying to find a way to, you know, end the conflicts. Yes, what he was trying to do was monstrous, but I do feel like they were actually more consistent beginning to end than they were in Gundam Seed. See, my issue with Seed, just base Seed, is the fact that when Kira becomes Kira Jesus, it's so in your face. And I'm not going to say that Seed Destiny did anti-war well. I'm just going to say it did it better. Well, yeah, that also makes sense. Actually, you know what Gundam Seed series did the whole anti-war thing the best of within the Seed universe was actually Stargazer. Stray definitely had a lot of potential. I'm not sure I would say it was the best part of the Cosmic Era, But yeah, I can agree that it had great potential. Yeah. When dropping the Axis colony on Earth actually makes more sense than the Destiny plan. So, yeah, Astray doesn't repeat a lot of the stuff from the old UC plots, but neither did Stargazer. Stargazer just felt like its own thing within the same timeline, and I think that's why I liked it so much. Same with Astray. Like, I actually did like Astray, but I think I prefer Stargazer. So here's one of the problems, Taco, is that there's more than one Gundam universe, and a lot of the later series are going to be based on the interpretations of different writers. The earliest stuff is probably the most consistent because it's all written by the same guy. Like Gundam Zeta, Double Zeta Gundam, that's all written by Tomino. That being said, definitely, you're taking the time to figure out which of the universes are actually separate from everything else is actually kind of a nightmare in and of itself. Oh yeah. Like, okay, so massive super robot moment is the Big Zam. Let's be honest there. The Big Zam and the Zeong. And any mobile armor. So Seed and Iron-Blooded Orphan, they are their own universe. They're their own self-contained thing. They're their own self-contained thing. Yeah. So Seed is its own thing. Iron-Blooded Orphans is its own thing. Looks like we're going to get ads pretty soon here. When ads start up, I'm going to just switch over to just chatting and yap while ads play out, and then we'll come back to this. Let's show them how strong the overflags are. Yeah, about that. Well, more to the point, Yuri, is not the mobile suits themselves, rather the idea of the mobile suits. Because, let's face it, that can be interpreted as a GM exists in all of them, but it doesn't. The concept of the mobile suit, however, is the only consistent part. And I think that's the point you were trying to make. All right. Since we got ads playing, let's go to just chatting here. Yeah. Hi, guys. All right. So we're going to do this while we've got ads going on, because I don't really want anyone to miss out. Not that, let's face it, anyone really misses a whole lot of anything with this game, but hey, you know what? I would prefer people who aren't subbed to not have to feel like they have to sub, you know, that sort of thing, because I actually do hate this whole ad setup that Twitch has. However, because I also don't like hitting people with pre-roll ads, I have to do this. Yeah, what Yuri said is very accurate. Every Gundam has mobile suits. What those mobile suits are will be different series to series. How they're used will be different series to series. And the different rules that they operate under will be different series to series. Now, it also helps knowing that there is what they call the Universal Century timeline, which is often also referred to as the OG canon timeline. And then there's the alternative universes. So the Gundams that all fit into one universe will be the original Gundam, 08 MS Team, MS Igloo, 0080 War in the Pocket, 0083 Stardust Memory, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam, Gundam Sentinel, Char's Counterattack. Then you've got Unicorn Gundam, Gundam F91, Crossbone Vanguard, Gundam F90, Victory Gundam, Hathaway's Flash. Or Brilliant Hathaway, depending on how you want to translate it. Those are all the UC stuff. That's all one continuity in and of itself. Then you've got Gundam Wing, which is its own thing. Gundam X, which is its own thing. G Gundam, same deal. You know, War in the Pocket was a good show, but I wasn't the biggest fan. And I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people, but I preferred 0083 to 0080. All right, we're back. Boop. Yeah, my delay on loading through OBS is kind of bonkers, but I'm here. Yeah, actually, Char's Deleted Affair I liked because of what it did with Haman Karn. But it also opened up a lot of plot holes. However, I choose to believe that those events really helped shape the characters later on, even though I know it's questionably canon. Yeah, it made Haman Karn a better character. It also made Char a better character. All right. do you have? Yeah, I think I have to let you come to me. Hold on, let's... Actually, I kind of want him to use that instead, so... Let's see... Yeah, he's gonna fuck up Exia. You know what? Let's see what happens. Yeah, I remember when this thing first showed up in the anime, I was like, what the fuck? Already? Because, in a way, it doesn't make sense given how, in its infancy, mobile suits seemed to be in 00. Ow. Undock. Burning finger him. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, the Jinx makes the most sense to be when the mobile armors show up. Because of how much power a mobile armor obviously takes. Now, they do get around it to some degree by being like, well, you know, the solar, you know, powered by the solar array. But, even then... No, it doesn't make as much sense as it should. I mean, I will absolutely give you that. Can it be justified with the rules that they set in place within universe? Yeah, it can be, but it's shaky. You know what? Let's... Yeah, I would agree. Wing has a pretty decent ending. Especially if you follow the ending for Endless Waltz. The Endless Waltz ending is actually pretty solid. Well, I mean, is that the A-Laws or is that the Innovades? Because I think we could make the claim that the A-Laws never do, and it's the Innovades that make that decision.
行くぜテロリスト退治だ
They certainly did a lot with him in Zeta. Actually, because of what happened in Zeta is why Char's counterattack is such a sore spot for a lot of people. Yeah. Well, actually, hold on. No, there was another mobile armor before that, the Alvator. We just don't see very much of it. Do. Ellie is sleeping next to me and she's snoring. Nope, you're not sleeping. Why do you sound like you're snoring? You okay, cat? No, Ellie doesn't have asthma. I think it's just, I don't know, seems to be general congestion. She doesn't have any breathing issues, which is the interesting thing. Well, they didn't. Actually, you're very much correct, Yuri. The A-Laws didn't get into a lot of the prototyping that Xeon or Neo Xeon did. or even the Titans, because the A-Laws were supposed to be the an anagram to, or anagram? A parallel. More of a parallel to the Titans. But the fact that they didn't really behave quite like the Titans did with all of the prototyping. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to say that the A-Laws had competent leadership, but I would say they had more competent leadership. They didn't rely on Basque Ohm. That was the problem. All right, Nichies. Time to drop the sun.
本気で行こうか。トランダム。沈んでもらう。ここらで倒させてもらうが、恨みっこはなしだぜ。受け取りな。しまった。機体が。戦う相手が俺だったのが運の尽きだったみたいだな。
Your angry brick that's attached to an even angrier brick. Yeah, I agree. I like the old mobile suits, the original like faction mobile suits in 00, because like you look at the Tyrian, and they're very utilitarian looking. And then you look at the enact and you look at the flag, and you're like, yeah, those very clearly reflect, you know, the EU and the USA. Also, the oomph that shows up. The interesting thing about that mobile suit is it's diesel powered. All right. Yeah, and that was actually the thing I liked about 00, is that it made sense. It wasn't trying to be more than it is. And like the really, really old mobile suits were all gas powered. Actually, no, hold on. I want you to evade.
任務を完遂させてみせ
Have Ray counterattack. The aquatic mobile suit in the desert. Yeah, so in Gundam 00, there was a mobile suit in it called the ANF, so it's ANF. It's diesel powered, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, it is actually powered by a combustion engine. Well, also, it has, if you look at how they started it up, you've actually got mobile suits that are linked into the solar energy arrays that they've got in orbit that are being fed through the space elevator. So within those territories, their mobile suits will have infinite capacity to fight and fly. So that was the next evolution from the UMF and similar mobile suits to it. But you can still see, looking at some of those older suits, like how they upgraded them from gas-powered or combustion engines to the solar energy. The UMF was very slow, yes, but for what it was, it didn't have to be fast. Yeah, that's fine. You can still use it in the air. I don't think he can hit me with that. He might be able to. Well, I think they started using railguns or linear guns with like the Enact and similar. So, I mean, they were still ballistic weapon, but it would be a much more powerful ballistic weapon by far compared to what they were using. Would it be ideal for taking on a Gundam? No. Not by a long shot. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, it's like variable phase shift armor and phase shift armor main. Everyone's like, oh, hey, we need to use beam weapons. Beam weapons turned into, well, laminate armor. Let's go. And everyone's like, fuck, now we need to go back to using railguns. All right. We will be here. I think that's everybody on this map. Yeah, no, I think I'm just waiting on the shit that's going to go down here. Still gonna hurt. However, that may have done exactly what I needed it to do. Oh yeah. I think one of the most extreme examples of, you know, people needing to switch up what they use to attack other units in Seed was in Seed Destiny with the Akutsuki Gundam. because let's face it, it was coated in nothing but anti-beam coated material, and physical weapons could still shatter its armor pretty easily. The only thing it had to fight against close combat attacks or physical attacks was its shield. Or, if it had enough time and it was in space, it could deploy the turret system and set up that massive beam field. Hey, it's the Trinities! Throne Unit 3. The Thrones. Yeah, you could say it's either the Hyakushiki or it's the Delta Gundam. But only a Delta Gundam that actually works. Well, the Hyakushiki was based off of the research done to create the Delta Gundam. And then it was then used to perfect the movable frame, which the Zeta Gundam was built on top of. That's why their backbinders look so similar. Well, I mean, let's face it, the Fangs eventually become their own ranged weapon. But yeah, I like the idea of the Fangs being the melee version of a funnel. And I think they actually eventually just called the the ranged version, just they call them bits. Because that's what not Dynamis. The final version of Lock-On's unit has. Why can't I remember the name of that? Cherudum. Gundam Cherudum. Alright, what do we get? Candy Mannequin. I'm good with it. Yes. The arrival of the Jinaxes, or the Jinxes. This should be like the midway point, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is like the end of season 1.
三国家軍による偽りの合同軍事演習。そしてガンダムマイスターの窮地に現れた真紅の粒子をまとう3機のガンダム。このベーダの計画にさえも存在しない機体の出現を事前に察知する者がいた。 コーナー、ソレスタルビーイング創設に関わったコーナー系一族の現当主。また彼は組織の内側に設けられたガンダムの活動を見極める監視者という影の存在でもある。だが彼は組織の理念実現とは異なり、コーナー系一族の悲願の信念を果たすべく密かに行動し続けていた。さらにもう一人の役者が存在する。アレハンドロの従者として付き従うリボンズという名の青年。彼の存在があればこそアレハンドロは常に世界を俯瞰し、自らの存在を秘匿しながらも今日に至った。
リボンズ。
Now we see Alejandro Corner, doing his thing.
段階への移行を進めてまいります。すべてはあなたの仰せのままに、アレハンドロ様。
そうさ、主役はこの私だ。
Alejandro.
リボンズ。監視者という役回りを逸脱し、独自の活動を始めた2人の動きにより、ベーダの計画には明らかなねじれが生じていく。そしてコーナー家が数世代にわたり待ち続けた審判の時はもう間もなく訪れようとし、今崇高な理念に隠れし野望がその本性をあらわにする。
Weird. No, that's annoying. My gamepad decided to die. I now need to use mouse and keyboard for this, which is annoying as hell. It's actually a lot clunkier to play this with mouse and keyboard. Six years to get out there. Yes. They find the Black Harrow unit. You have to wonder why that ship got so messed up. I actually don't think they ever really explained what happened to that ship.
変革の刃。
Of course they don't exist in Veda's databanks. Because their GN drives are also not standard GN drives. Do machines like that really exist out there? Yes, Chris, you just saw them. I mean, are they part of the plan for Maolia Shenberg? That's another story. That's probably what you mean, but that's not how that comes off. but they emit what appear to be GN particles. Yeah, but you guys actually can see color. You know there's a difference. Yeah, Alejandro's mobile armor makes more sense than the Regent. Or that monstrosity from the movie. That monstrosity from Trailblazer. I really don't like Michael. He's such a little sack of shit. Yeah. No, Alejandro's unit later, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but again, you'll notice that there's a problem with those solar reactors. Johan I'm okay with, but Nena I like the most. Johan's still a little bit of a dick, but he's way less than Michael. Nena immediately going in for the kill on Setsuna. Also, Purple Harrow, kind of an asshole. Yep. Harrow family drama. Which one is the which one's the stepchild? Which one's the illegitimate one? You know. So, you know, as pretentious as Tieria is, as the series goes on, I actually like him as a character. Yeah, Gun X Sword. Always a good option for a Wild West type setting for any Super Wars game, really. This would be such a tense meeting to see. Michael. He's so pretty. If he was a girl, I'd be all over him. Oh, Michael. You know, Prime, I don't know. I don't remember. I kind of get the feeling it happened in one game, but it's just Setsuna just completely ignores her. Actually, does he? Ryoma wouldn't even go that far. Ryoma would just beat the shit out of them right then and there and be like, yeah, no, this is how you do it, boy. Yeah, exactly. Yuri and I are in agreement on that one. Ryoma would just straight up throw hands right away. Uh, see, I think Hayato would be on to Nana Trinity almost immediately. And that's because he is a lot like her in a lot of ways. Christina, I don't like that girl, though. You think? Oh, do you have a thing for Setsuna or something? Oh, Christina. course, Sumeragi already figured it out. That's the thing about her. She always knows way more than she lets on. It's actually one of the reasons I like her as a character. I would say she's probably my favorite character. Why are you so jealous of him, Michael? Oh yeah, no, Hero would have stolen parts from their Gundams. Actually, if Judah was there, he'd be right there with Hero stealing shit off their units. I mean, yeah, Yuri, you're right. He'd need to find a way to just self-detonate one of those units in a very over-the-top and dramatically flashy way. I mean, true. Ryoma was not known for his subtlety. I mean, you're right. None of the Getter team is known for their subtlety, but Ryoma most of all.
Nena, ドッキングしてくれ。一気に殲滅させる。
了解ね。さっさとぶち殺そうぜ。高濃度 GN 粒子転送。GN 粒子。
Needlessly complicated weapon!
了解。スローネアイ、CL メガランチャー。撃つ。
Yeah, it would be great seeing Londo Bill showing up to a scene like this and just absolutely ruining these guys. Oh, there goes Howard. Yeah, no. If we're talking like Char's counterattack era Amuro, or even Zeta Gundam Amuro, doesn't really have much tolerance for that crap. You know, I gotta say, of all the GN drive units that I like the most, I like the GN flags. All right, we got ads starting here pretty shortly. So when ads start, I am actually probably going to do a quick save of the game and restart just to get my gamepad back. Oh yeah, this part. I forgot how drawn out this bit's gonna be. Alright. Let's do this while we're waiting. Because ads have started. I'm gonna try and blitz through all the text. So let's do a quick save. Quick save and title screen. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna restart this game because I hate mouse and keyboard controls in this game. SRW teams are just a bunch of lunatics. Yes, yeah, they are really just a bunch of random lunatics. Londo Bell is just the dumping ground for crazy. Let's not sugarcoat that. All right. It seems to be giving me a little bit more of a headache than I thought. All right. Okay. Reconnected. Do. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. Quick load. All right. Let's get everyone back over here. All right. Yeah, the original version of Ryoma was the only version of him that actually had any kind of, well, I mean, restraint's one way to put it, but I would say any kind of humanity in him. All right, we are back. Now, to get to this point, I actually had to skip a bunch of text. So, long story short, we're going to try and mess them up.
君たちのような存在がガンダムマイスターであるはずがない。
I mean, Tyria is taking this pretty seriously. Not that I blame him. Yeah, that is true. You know, the one Super Wars protagonist that would actually care about that kind of thing would be what's his face from Titan 3? Like the guy, the Banjo from Titan 3. He's the only one that would actually really care that the heroes are killing off antagonists. Also, I really like Banjo. I really wish that we saw more of him.
体がガンダムであるなど。
何よ、せっかくタイプ。
Oh shit. I was hoping I'd take out both of them with that, but no, apparently not. Yeah, all the Super Wars OG characters. I mean, let's face it. Let's ignore everyone else for a moment and just think about Kyosuke and Nambu. Going up against the Altesian Reefs with that pile bunker of it that he has, he aims for the cockpit every fucking time. I mean, there is absolutely no way Kyosuke hasn't killed most things that he's gone up against. Yeah, I mean, Lamia is Lamia. I mean, you can't get too mad at her about that. Sounds like Hina. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'd say Hina or Galley. Neither of them are really known to take prisoners. Yeah, it is. It is something that I would have expected them to do with a lot of. Like, I would have expected more series to do that. You know, just automatic shutdown in case of theft, or have some kind of like biosignature recognition thing. Yeah, but that's only for the Psychomu systems, not the other units. Because, I mean, don't forget, there's also the quasi-Psychomu that comes out later that anyone can use. The Incom system. I mean, that's the best answer Setsuna could give to that. Is like, well, what do you want to do? I want to eradicate war. Well, you won't if I shoot you. I don't mind. You could do it instead of me. Like, what better response could you give in that moment when you've got some dude pointing his gun at you? Change this twisted world in my place. So, Setsuna takes it one step further. He's not piloting a Gundam, he is Gundam. His mindset is very different than everybody else's. Because to him, Gundam isn't the mobile suit, it's what it means. Calling him an impossible Gundam nut is a great compliment. It's in this moment that Setsuna becomes suddenly relatable to all Gundam freaks. All right, hold on. So, anyone not familiar with Gundam 00 should pay attention to what Tieria Arde is saying right here. This is important later. I'm not going to explain why, because the game will explain it later on, but this is very important. Oh, that's a he, by the way. A very pretty he, but a he nonetheless. Actually, Michael Trinity makes a comment about that. Michael Trinity looks at Tyria and says, "Oh, he's pretty. Too bad he's not a girl, or I'd be all over them." Oh, don't worry. Even if you had your glasses on, they'd still look very, well, very pretty. So, I know I've gone a little bit without really diving into one of the other core themes of Gundam 00. Because up to this point, it wouldn't have made any sense or wouldn't have mattered. Because again, as I had mentioned before, Gundam itself is an anti-war message, but each series contains different theming. One of the things that is important to Gundam 00, other than the geopolitics being able to draw parallels to current day, or current day as of when the series was written, is personal growth through adversity. These characters do not stay the same through the entirety of the series. Even if a character dies off, because let's face it, it's Gundam, people are going to die. From when they show up to when they end, they are not the same person. And you see that growth, you see that development, you see that change, and you see the change in logic in their head, where what being a member of Celestial Being means to them changes over time. Yeah, Lock-On changes a lot. Setsuna changes the most. Lock-On changes a lot. Setsuna changes the most. Tieria becomes, well, Tieria. And then Alleluia? Alleluia is a message of self-acceptance. And I'll just leave it at that. Yep. Well, that's exactly why I'm not saying anything further myself, because there are some seriously drastic changes. Oh, Graham. Actually, my comment about growth and change and development also applies to him. Graham becomes a very different person throughout the course of the story. Actually, I will be... Yeah, give me a sec. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, well, I mean, dropping the first space colony when it hit Australia, even though that wasn't their target, the amount of devastation that caused, well, I mean, it's hard to ignore how effective a weapon that can be, because let's face it, there's nothing you can do about a colony that's coming at you. And then you get the giant space rocks, like the Axis colony, the huge ass meteor. Yeah, you're not going to stop that. Yeah, the colony drop nearly caused the Federation to surrender. I mean, what more of an effective weapon do you need? Like, what better demonstration do you need for that being an effective weapon? I mean, yeah, I know in Gundam they go back to that same well over and over and over again, but it works. Because again, what the hell are you going to do to stop it? Nothing. You're getting shot at by GN particle beams? What? You guys have just been fed to the meat grinder. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really. I hate you guys. Yeah. Yeah. The jinxes are effective. There's no denying that. Like even the second version of it. Yeah, the UN would have the trick would have been getting the reactors made, and I mean, Professor Eichmann was on the path to figuring it out. If he hadn't been killed, they would have been able to make their own. I also kind of like how, at this point, the leader of the Gundam Meisters is technically Tieria. And I like how that changes later. I mean, they don't have a squad leader per se, but technically right now it is Tieria. Like, he takes that role. Yeah. The Jinx is very, very close to the third generation Gundams. I'd say they're probably closer to the second generation that we see used, like the Gundam Pluton. The Gundam Estrella, the Gundam Pluton. Yeah, I'll just deploy them. Can I destroy 16 of these things? Yes. Yes, I can. Can I wipe them off the map? Well, we're about to find out. $12,800. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. And worst case scenario, Cheridum here is gonna have a field day. Well, thankfully I don't have Jesus Yamato with me. I just have his unit. I couldn't swallow having him anywhere near my party. Instead, piloting it is Jono, who sometimes hangs out in chat here. No, just Kiri Yamato is probably one of the more annoying characters in the Gundam. You know, I think that would depend entirely on who they were up against. Like, if you send a Jinx up against Amuro in the new Gundam, come on, that's a no contest. I even think Double Zeta might be a point where they would have some serious challenges. Zeta, maybe. Gundam Sentinel era, maybe. You know what? Let's do this. Had to get a little bit of warship love going on here. Yeah. Now, the Mark 6, the Mark 5 and the Mark 6 Jinx, sure. Like, they have some drastically improved performance at that point. Let's see. You know what? Hi. Surprise, motherfucker. Well, I completed the task without the Ptolemaeus taking any damage. Oh, right. This part. Alejandro with his mustache twirling villainous aspect.
エクシアに乗っているのにガンダムにもなれず俺はここまでなのか。
もういいのよ、ソラ。
Was it a month? I thought it was... I think they had over a year, because the amount of production that they had undergone during that period of time, because they completely changed their warship designs. They built a whole fuck ton of warships. They built the orbital beam cannon arrays. Yeah, I want to say it was at least a year, if not more. But even a year doesn't feel like it should be anywhere near as long as it was for any of that to make sense.
もういいの。
マリナ、俺はまだ生きている。生きているんだ。動け、エクシア。動いてくれ。
Oh yeah, no, it was. They basically built 24 units in the span of like a couple months. Nope. Time for the gun arms. Forgot Lassie's in that. Alright. That could pose a bit of an issue. Actually, hold on a sec. Let's see. Who do we have here? Alright. Oh, you're gonna go here. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So I've got Ray and Mel here. So you don't... There's no one nearby. That's good. Let's move you there just to be safe. Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised he survived that. All right. Yeah, the only weapons it has are the ones that are stored in the pods, which is why they make a change with the Ptolemaeus 2. And it was a good change for them to make. Yeah, I agree. The Ptolemaeus being completely unarmed is just a bad thing, just in general. Right, I forgot these guys have stupidly long range. You know what? Go Dominion. Hold on. You know what? You're going to do this. And you're going to do that. When in doubt, let's have G-Gun just hanging out by your warship. Complete with a Seiki Hatenko can ready to go. Yeah, you're good where you are. I don't need to worry about moving any of you. You're fine. Do 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 do. Yeah, he's doing about 1,300 damage more than they have hit points, so that's more than good enough for me. Okay. I think they're all good there. Yes, I hear you, Cat. Yes, I hear you. Park there. You know, I like that about the Leo, though. Like, the Leo looks like it's... like, it could be a predecessor to a lot of different mobile suits. Like, it could be, like, the original. Yeah, that's Ellie. She's just sitting here being all needy. Hey, Ellie. How you doing tonight? All right. Like, I would say that, you know, the weird thing about the Leo is it actually looks like it could be a predecessor to the G-Quux mobile suits. Which I'm not the biggest fan of the new designs that they use for that, but it could absolutely work. Right. You can't hit back for shit, because you've got range 3. All right. Hey, Hina, how's it going? Hi, Hina. How did Baldur's Gate 3 go tonight? Well, I'm glad you're having a good time with it. I actually need to play Baldur's Gate 3 at some point. Alright, G and scissor bits. Probably not going to be enough to destroy them. Nope. Certainly enough to piss them off, though. Let's see, ads are going to start probably in about 3 minutes here. I can hit you from here, so I will. Alright, and let's get you down here to shoot this dude. Okay. Five units left, okay. There's one. All right. Do. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Okay, where is this last dude? Oh, he's right here. Well, sucks to be you. Doing pretty well, actually. Just finishing up this mission and then gonna be raiding out for the night. I heard from Hina you guys had a good time playing Baldur's Gate 3. Alright, where is the last guy then? If that wasn't it. Alright, lists. Squad list. Oh. That guy. Well, sucks to be him. Hey, you know what? I would totally romance Shadowheart. She's hot. Right. This isn't the final stage. Alright, and that is the end of the mission. Yeah, so Season 2 of Iron-Blooded Orphans gets really weird. Let me make sure I actually did save that. Alright. So we are done with this for tonight, guys. Well, I mean, it gets weird in some very interesting ways because it plays very heavily into the theming of what Iron-Blooded Orphans is about. Which I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to wait for you to actually watch it, and then we're going to talk about it. But yeah, no, IBO was a pretty solid series. Oh, Nichis, if only it was that simple. If only. That would make life so much easier for that series. All right. Barbados Lupus Rex shows up later. But it is interesting watching both the characters and the units evolve as they go. All right, so now that ads are done, I want to throw this out there because I know not everyone was here the other day when I was talking about what my plans are while playing Super Boars Y. Because when that launches at the end of August, I actually have something coming up that I'm going to be doing for everybody that's going to join me for that. And I will be doing key giveaways. 3 of them. And yeah, you can only win once. So I'm going to get that out there now. So how I'm planning on doing it is the first week I play and stream, I will be giving away at the end of that week a key to the standard edition of Super Robot Wars Y. Week 2 will be the deluxe edition, and week 3 will be the ultimate edition. Now, the only way to actually enter into it, I will set up a Discord channel on my Discord server specifically for this giveaway. And anyone who wants in just needs to respond to that Discord to the message I post in that Discord channel regarding the giveaway. And I will add you to my RNG wheel, the Wheel of Fate. And at the end of each week, I'll give it a spin. So, obviously, as we get closer to that point in time, I will broadcast that more broadly, but I'm obviously letting everyone that's here right now and that is part of the community know before, I tell, Blue Sky and Twitter. Yeah, anyways. So, first and foremost, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. It was great seeing all of you. And if you're still here, Taco, thank you for the sub earlier. And Davin, thank you for your sub as well. And it was good seeing everyone tonight. I am obviously not streaming tomorrow, so I am back again on Tuesday with more of this. We're going to carry on through Gundam 00. So the next mission, if I'm not mistaken, again, I may be, if I'm not remembering this properly, is the last mission in Gundam 00 before I get into season 2. It's either the next mission or the mission after that. So it's either this mission. Yeah, it's either mission 7 or mission 8. So either way, we're almost at the halfway point in the series. And things are going to get super spicy. And not in the Yuri spicy kind of way. Sorry, Hina. All right. So I got to see who it is that we can raid out to. Yeah. Ooh. See, Kareen is on. She gave me a raid the other day. You know what? I'll repay the favor. She gave me a raid yesterday. I'll raid her today. We're going to stop in. We're going to say hi. We're going to hang out with Kareen. It looks like she is currently playing Repo with a bunch of people. I will call. I will see all of you guys on Tuesday. Oh, God, I'm not going to call anybody on Tuesday. God, I'm not phoning anybody after a work day. Thank you guys again for coming out tonight. It was good seeing all of you, and I will catch all of you on Tuesday. You all have a good night.